Maestros, good evening.
Good evening, Miss.
Okay.
Good evening, Miss.
Ok,
Good
maestros,
evening, Miss.
vamos a continuar. En
Good
la
evening.
forma.
Okay, Miss.
Good evening, maestros.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Okay, Miss.
Vamos a continuar en la forma que estamos siguiendo, maestros, en la forma ordenada, ¿ya? Ahora llamo al maestro Ewer Portocarrero Merino. Ewer Portocarrero Merino. ¿Se encuentra el maestro? ¿Dónde está? A ver, el maestro Sergio Grimaldo Muñoz Garay. Sergio Grimaldo Muñoz Garay. Tampoco está. El maestro Juan Edson Villanueva Tiburcio. Tampoco está. Continuamos. La maestra Liliana Vega Jara.
Present, teacher.
Ok, maestra.
Present.
Good evening. Adelante, por favor.
Ya. A ver, voy a compartir pantalla.
Sí, maestra, por favor, a ver. Ok, está cargando. Puede compartirlo.
¿Ya pueden ver mi pantalla?
Sí, sí, maestra, sí se visualiza. ¿Puede aumentarle el zoom, por favor, un poco?
Ok.
Oh.
Ok, teacher.
Bien,
Cadmium uptake reduction in cocoa with biochar, HMA, and comelina. Abstract. Cadmium contamination threatens of cocoa, Theobroma cocoa, group and the chocolate industry. We evaluated a consortium of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, AMF and Comelina, Calicia repens as biological alternatives and biochar as an inorganic alternative. To measure the effect on the cadmium uptake reduction by the cocoa plant. An experiment was implemented in a soil with cocoa group genotype CCN51 and with a history of cadmium levels presenting in grains. 6 treatments were evaluated, biochar at 1 and 2%, Comelina HMA, combination of Comelina and HMA, and absolute control with a DVCA. 6 months later, the cadmium in grains, total and available cadmium in the soil, pH, texture, CAC, extractable phosphorus, carbonates, and total organic matter in the soil were measured. Data were analyzed using ANOVA and 2-case test at the 0.05 level of significance and principal component analysis. The cadmium in grains decreased with AMF Comelina and AMF Comelina 40%, 31%, and 54% respectively, were
Applied.
Applied.
¿Puede subirlo, maestra? Ok.
The total cadmium of the soil was insensitive to the treatments, while the available cadmium was reduced by AMF, Comelina, and biochar at 2%. Biochar improved the content of OT and extractable P in the soil. Applied in the suitable dose could help reduce the available cadmium in the soil. AMF and Comelina have a high potential to reduce the cadmium availability in the soil and in cocoa beans. Thank you very much.
Ok, maestra. A ver, maestra, ¿puede subirlo, por favor? Ok. Cadmium applied reductions. Considerates measurements effect cocoa plant experimental cocoa with a history. Biochar combinates absolute control with extractable phosphorus carbonates. Organic soil were analyzed noble and turkeys. Maestra, ¿es two case o turkeys?
2 case.
Ok. Two case test.
Yeah.
0 points, ok. Respective, apply, commonly biochar. ¿Puede subirlo, maestra, por favor? Ok. Respectively, treatments available but extractable, suitable, could help to reduce. Help, donde dice suitable dose, could help reduce. Debería ayudar a reducir. Could help to reduce. A ver, ajá. To reduce, help to reduce the available CD and the soil, AMF and Camolina, high potential, to reduce, ahí tiene otro verbo, to reduce the CD, available and soil and cocoa beans. Muy bien, maestra, se agradece, maestra Liliana, su participación de su trabajo.
Okay.
Thank you, maestra.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome, maestra. A ver, continuamos. La maestra Agustina Valverde. Agustina Valverde. El maestro Grifelio Vargas García. Grifelio Vargas García.
Present,
Teacher.
teacher.
A ver, ¿está la maestra Agustina Valverde?
Yes.
Ya, maestra. A ver, por favor, puede compartir. Va a disculpar,
Sí.
maestro Grifelio. Termina la maestra Agustina. Continúa usted, por favor. Yes. A ver, maestra Agustina.
Un momento, me deja compartir.
Está cargando. Ok, puede aumentar, por favor, el zoom. Ya, a ver.
Thank you.
Ok, adelante. A ver.
Effect of spider, arachnida, araneae as predators of insect pests in alfalfa crops, medica gustativa, Fabaceae in Peru.
Okay.
Abstracts.
Continue.
Spiders are predators that reduce insect pest population in agroecosystem. Trials were conducted to measure their selectivity against different insect prey, their daily consumption, effect of predators alone and together with known numbers of prey and the indirect effects of predators on vegetation. For these experimental units were also covered what I find plastic Misumenops, Pallidus, Oxiopes, Salticus, and Araneus stress. When apes, ants, generalists, predators, and aphids, weevils, lucus, chrysomelis, and Lepidoptera larvae as their potential prey. Among the prey offered, they spiders preference Lepidoptera larvae compared to three other two pest groups, weevils and aphids. The association of several species of predatory spiders increased the total numbers of insects captured and showed that the addition of spiders caused a decrease in the numbers of lives damaged by the effect of Lepidoptera larvae.
Ujú.
Thank you.
Ok, maestra. A ver, ¿puedes colocar al inicio, por favor? Ok. Best populations, against insect prey, of predators are low with no. Los verbos están subrayados, ¿verdad? Están subrayados oscuros, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Oh, ok. Ujú. Were used coverage plastic, were used weevils, Lepidoptera as potential prey, preferred. ¿Puede subirlo, maestra, por favor? Ok, larvae as potential prey offered. Larvae will be the association several sprites, increases, number shows, additions, causes, damaged by the effect. Ok, muy bien, maestra Agustina. Se agradece su participación.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ahora el maestro Grifelio, por favor.
Good evening, teacher.
Good
Present.
evening, maestro. Ok, adelante.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ok, adelante.
Sterile insect technique for the control of the black fly in Huánuco City.
Ya.
The sterile insect technique is a method of pest control. This method is recommended by the Food and Agriculture Organization and the Energy Agency because it completely differs from biological control and traditional chemical control. The application of this method is effective, forceful, definitive, and friendly to the environment.
Ujú.
This technique is used to control the insect population of hematophore flies called black fly, which have invaded the urban area of Huánuco City and surrounding places, causing painful and annoying bites in people who move in the street with light clothes. The increase in the population of flies is caused by the extinction of the ecosystem, the banks of the Guayaga and Higueras rivers, which are intentionally contaminated and destroyed by human action.
Actions, ok. ¿Puede colocar al inicio, maestro, por favor?
Yes.
Yeah, is method of pest control is recommended. El verbo es completo, maestro. Is recommended. Recommended. Yeah, And the international atomic, biological, chemical control application is effective. Definitive is used. Ok, puede subirlo, por favor. Call it black fly. We have invaded to urban surrounding places and invites people who move. Yeah, this causes to ecosystem are international contaminated destroyed. Ok, maestro Gliferio, se agradece su participación.
Thank you, teacher. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, maestro. A ver. Continuamos. Se encuentra la maestra Luisa Álvarez Viñut.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, maestra. Adelante, por favor.
Okay, one moment, please.
Ok.
¿Se puede visualizar?
Sí, maestra, se visualiza. Adelante.
Okay. Scientific article. Leader. Effect of light barriers and color traps in the control of whitefly Emicia tabasi in cucumber crops Cucumis sativus L in the Huánuco. The objective of the research was evaluate the effect of light barriers and color traps in the control of whitefly Emicia tabasi in cucumber Cucumis sativus L at the UNHEVAL Research Center. It was installed and evaluated under the statistical design completely random block design (DBCA) with 3 repetitions and 5 treatments, making a total of 15 experimental units. 2 variables, the percent of incidence of pests were evaluated, plant percent and yield. Analysis of variance and DEVA and the Duncan test of significance was done at 5%. The final results indicate that the treatments that were with corn, onion, berries, and color traps present allow 11% of incidence and severity of plague compared to treatment 0 without leaf berries. This presented a higher 20% of incidence and severity of plague. Therefore, it is recommended to use corn as a light variant to control Bemisia tabasi. Keywords, light variants, color traps.
Ok, maestra. Puede colocarlo al inicio, ok. Effect of leaf barriers and color traps in control of whitefly in cucumber crops. Puede eliminar da Huánuco para que quede in Huánuco. Ok. Ahora sí. In Huánuco. Objects of research, barriers, crops, white, cucumbers at the UNHEVAL Research Center. Design completely, right, treatments, making, okay, variables, pets analyze, Duncan results, treatments, onion barriers, 11 widow barriers, higher. ¿Puede subirlo, maestra, por favor? Ok. Ok. Barrier control. Ok, maestra, se agradece. Se agradece su participación. Muy amable. Ok, a ver, el maestro Henry Briceño. El maestro Henry Briceño.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, maestro. Adelante, por favor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Wait a minute, please. Wait a minute.
Okay, don't worry.
Oh, wait a minute. ¿Se visualiza?
Sí, maestro, se visualiza. ¿Puede aumentarlo el zoom, por favor?
Ok.
O, a ver.
¿Es okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Yes, maestro. Continúe, por favor.
Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. Integration of components as a strategy for the integrated management of Flutella xylostella in broccoli. Abstract. The objective of the present investigation was to determine the efficiency of the integration of the components for the integrated management of Flutella xylostella in the cultivation of broccoli, Brassica oleracea var italica. The completely randomized block design DBCA was used with 4 treatments: Bacillus thuringiensis with light traps,
Yeah.
leaf-corn barriers T1, Metarrhizum anisopliae, color traps, leaf-corn barriers T2, color traps, light traps, leaf-corn barriers T3, and absolute control T0.
Okay.
And 3 repetitions. The variables evaluated were incidence of the species and yield in G plants. Among the results, fever, oviposition, larva, and pupa of P. xylostella are recorded in treatment T1, Metarrhizum anisopliae, color traps, leaf-corn barriers. The same occurs in yield, registering the highest weight average, 552.0 G and 513.0 G of pellet per plant in T1 and T2 respectively, remain in the blast plates according to the order of importance. The control with 400.6 G. Keywords: integrated management, ecological control, Flutella xylostella, living barriers, entomopathogens.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Ok, maestro. A ver, vamos a verlo cómo está. Integrations. Yes. Strategy, management. The objective of the present investigation was to determine, okay, management in the cultivation of broccoli, completely randomized block designs for treatments, light traps, coloreado, okay, and absolute repetitions, incidents of the spice and yield among resource behavior. Okay, color traps, the same occurs, yield, weight, okay, to the order importance. Keywords, integrates, management, okay. Ok, maestro. Correcto, maestro. Se agradece su participación, maestro Henry.
Thank you, teacher. See
You're
you next
welcome.
week.
Okay, maestro. Thank you very much for your participate.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for you.
Okay.
Good evening.
Now,
Good night.
good night, maestro. El maestro Fernando Jeremías González Pariona se encuentra. El maestro no está. Pariona. A ver, continuamos. Se encuentra la maestra María Betsabe Gutiérrez Solórzano. Maestra María Betsabe. No está. A ver.
Sí, Miss.
Maestra,
Good evening.
Good evening, maestra. Adelante, por
No, mi
favor.
audio estaba apagado, disculpe.
Ok, no se preocupe, maestra. Adelante, por favor.
Ya. ¿Pueden visualizar mi pantalla?
Sí, maestra, se visualiza. Adelante, por favor.
Ok. Entonces, a ver. ¿Qué pasó? Uy, un ratito, Miss.
Ok.
No sé qué ha pasado.
A ver.
A ver, voy a volver, creo, a compartir porque...
Ya,
No,
maestra.
a ver, voy a dejar de compartir, voy a volver a compartir.
Ok.
Ya. Ya. Ahí se puede visualizar, Miss.
Está cargando. Ahora sí. Adelante, por favor.
Ya. Indian potato defect detection using semantic segmentation using segmentation through deep learning. Abstract.
Ok.
The present work analyzes image processing to detect defects in the native Peruvian potato, Amarilla tumbay, using semantic segmentation implemented with deep learning techniques. This type of potato has marked edges with difficult defect detection. Potatoes defects considered in the research are damage caused by mechanical
cuts.
Potato mold, pets and bats. The size of these defects are very small compared to entire image, which also make them difficult to detect. The image data argumentation by forming image by multiplying portions of image with defects in processed to improve training. Image portions are not only copied but also rotated. This technique facilitates the generation of rich information of argumented data. The results show an increase in the accuracy and intersection over unions. Metrics comparison to the training obtained using the image-wide argumented data by shifting and rotating full image.
Ok, a ver, maestra. Tenemos ahí the present imaging present to detect defects in the native Peruvian potatoes, semantic segmentations implemented. A ver, maestra, ese verbo implemented.
A ver,
Ajá.
implemented esto.
Sí, implemented. Implementó con la profundidad de las técnicas. Dice, ok, this type of has, el verbo coge has market. Has market, yes, ajá. Verbo en participio, which difficult defects potatoes. Los defectos de la investigación considerado, considerate in this research are damages caused by mechanical cuts. The size of these defects is very small compared. Son pequeñas defectos comparados. Compare it. También el verbo compare it. Then augmentations by multiplying possessions defect is proposed. Es un propósito to improve, mejorar el entrenamiento. Is proposed to improve.
The effects and difficulties.
Ajá, allí está el verbo. Is proposed. Defects is proposed to improve. Allí está.
The effect.
Más abajo.
A ver,
maestra. Imagines with defect is proposed. Is proposed. Is proposed.
Proportions.
No. Portions of images with defects. El verbo es is proposed. Eso es el verbo. Eso.
Okay.
Ajá, is proposed. Es propuesto a mejorar. Improve. Improve. To improve. To improve. Mejorar el entrenamiento. To improve. To improve. Ok. Images. Copied. Only copió. The same facilities. Data results. Shows. Show. El resultado. Show an increase. To the result to show. The results shows. Ajá, allí. Incrementar. Metrics compared. Métricas comparadas obtienen usando las imágenes. El verbo obtained. Obtained. Trained of obtained. Allí, ok. Ok.
Obtener usos de imágenes.
Sí.
Aumentando la data and rotary full images.
Yes. Ahora sí, maestra.
Yes.
Ok, maestra. Se agradece, maestra María Betsabe.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Ok, continuamos a ver la maestra Ana María Matos Ramírez. Ana María Matos Ramírez se encuentra.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, maestra. Adelante, por favor.
One moment, teacher.
Ok.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, maestra, si se visualiza. Adelante.
My answer.
El Zoom, por favor.
The indiscriminate use of agriculture pesticides in the cultivation of the Indian berry cause toxic residues, generating environmental problems and human health in the intake of these foods. The objective of the research was to identify the microbiome of the Indian berry. The methodology was the isolation of Indian berry bacteria, followed by bacterial purification in a culture medium, cetyl, trimethyl, ammonium bromide, DNA extraction, and based on the 16S rDNA sequences. It was amplified by PCR with universal primers. The bioinformatic analysis was performed by the BLAST algorithm of the National Center for Biotechnology, Information, and Molecularly identified Cosaconia kawani strain QS2421, Bacterium GPH, Escherichia germani, Bacterium strain 421065203, Atlantibacter germani, Enterobacter sp, Salmonella bangori strain DC10, Achromobacter genitrificans, Achromobacter psilocycidans strain M2ET, Achromobacter animicus strain are 46662. Bacterium strain C26N. Achromobacter sp BSSM1. And uncultured bacterium clone Heltri 2124. These identified bacteria are associated with the soil, vegetation, growth, and production of metabolites in the plant, being a technology alternative to replace the use of pesticides, contributing to the development of a sustainable and ecological agriculture.
Okay.
Finish, teacher.
A ver, maestra, donde dice, a ver, DNA extractions and bases on the 16S DNA sequence, it was amplified. Ahí hay un verbo, sí.
Sí.
It was todo lo puede subrayar, maestra, amplify, porque es un solo verbo en presente perfecto. Ok.
Yes, teacher.
Ya. Ok, maestra, está bien. Ya. Tiene el keywords. Andy and Berry. Ok. Ok, maestra. Se agradece, maestra Ana María.
Yes, teacher.
Ya.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome, maestra. A ver, apreciados maestros, ya estamos en la hora. Aquí nos quedamos. El día miércoles vamos a continuar con la maestra Soto Cruz, con el maestro Soto Cruz Lindon Víctor. Iniciamos de allí. Una vez que terminamos, vuelvo a llamar a los maestros que no han estado presentes. ¿Ya?
Miss, entré muy tarde. Disculpe, no había terminado el trabajo.
Sí, maestra Inés, le escucho.
No me llamó a mí, yo he estado atenta desde el principio, Miss. ¿En qué momento me toca ir?
A ver.
A mí tampoco me ha llamado, Miss.
He estado atenta desde la...
A ver, un momento.
A mí tampoco.
A ver, un momentito.
Estoy llamando por lista.
en orden. No en orden.
Maestros, un momentito, por favor. Yo estoy llamando de acorde o acuerdo a la lista que me enviaron. Luego, a ver, un momentito. Para el día miércoles voy a continuar con el maestro Soto Cruz, Meisán Briceño, Torres Ramírez, Jesús Tolentino, Flores Vidal, Mesa Ordóñez, Rivera Vidal, Isaac Salas, Hilario Cárdenas, Fernández Santa Cruz, Eguavil Medina, Trujillo Atapoma, Guaita Arapa, Martel Tolentino, Chucky Yauri, Taletas, Manrique de Lara, Figueroa Sánchez, Vallarte Bailón, Cárdenas Criales, Ventura González, Martínez Morales, Zabalaga Bustos, Dávila Cárdenas. Luego tenemos último el maestro Calderón Caue, Johnny José. En ese orden yo tengo la relación maestros, entonces...
Lo que nos habíamos inscrito.
El día miércoles yo voy a llamarles maestras y maestros. Voy a iniciar después de finalizar los que no estuvieron cuando llamamos al inicio, ¿ya? Por favor.
Yes, thank you.
Sí, maestros, por favor.
Thank you,
No
Miss.
estamos rompiendo las reglas, por favor.
Good night.
Good night. See you Wednesday.
Good night.
Thank you, maestras.
Good night.
Good night, maestra. No se olviden. Good night, maestras. El miércoles finalizamos y hay un pequeño test que va a ser súper fácil, ¿ya? Good night for everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Goodbye. Good night. Good night. Be careful.
Good night.
Okay, maestros. Good night. See you Wednesday. Okay.
Miss, una consulta.
Sí, maestro, le
Mi,
escucho.
mi apellido es Soto Cruz y usted está leyendo Soto Cruz, ¿así está?
A ver, un momentito. Veo acá Soto Cruz Lindon Víctor.
Y es COS.
COS. Entonces,
C-O-Z.
ya yo le puedo mejorar en estos momentos para el día miércoles.
Ya,
COS, ¿verdad?
C-O-Z, correcto.
Ok, maestro. Perfecto.
Gracias.
A usted, maestro. Buenas noches.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Una preguntita, maestra.
Sí, maestro.
El orden que leyó hoy es el que va a iniciar el día miércoles, ¿cierto?
Sí, maestro, sí. Empiezo con el maestro Lindon Soto, luego el maestro Jorge Luis Mason Briceño, en adelante. Sí, maestro.
Porque yo tengo clases a las 8 y de repente se me cruza, estaba un poco...
No, iniciamos 7:20. Va a estar a tiempo, maestro, no se preocupe. ¿Sí?
Ya, maestra, muy amable, gracias.
A usted, buenas noches, maestro. Good evening. Bye, bye. See you Wednesday. Good night, maestras. Maestros.
Good night.
Good night, maestras, maestros.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, maestra. Good night. Goodbye. Bye, bye.
Good night, miss.
On Wednesday. Bye, bye, maestro David.
Teacher.
Sí, maestro, le escucho.
Teacher, mi internet como falla, no sé si me llamó Juan Villanueva, ¿está en la lista?
Juan Villanueva, su apellido Villanueva, ¿verdad?
Sí.
A ver, Berrospi, Alvarado, Soto. Veramendi, Ortiz, Villanueva, Tiburcio, Juan, Edson.
Sí, sí.
Y le llamé maestro.
Ya, como mi internet como que salía y me botaba de rato a rato, a lo mejor ahí fue.
Ya. El día miércoles, sí, miércoles yo termino y vuelvo a llamar. Ya, maestro, no se preocupe. Ok, listo, maestro. Hasta luego. Good night, maestro.